before we get on a rampage.
Right. All right, here we go. We're live with
Howard
Howard
and
and
John
John show.
show.
That's right.
Yes. Thank you, Howard. Great to see you.
Good afternoon, John. Good
Good
to see
afternoon.
you. Yeah, so we're kind of in, I don't know what you call it, lockdown. It's interesting that the pandemic is actually worse than it's ever been.
Yeah.
I think we agree with that. We see, I follow you. I think, who does a great job of tracking this stuff?
Who?
The New York Times. New York
They
Times.
do. They've been excellent.
Isn't
Excellent
it?
source.
I'm
Yes,
so
excellent
impressed.
source.
And if anyone out there has not checked out the New York Times digital version,
Is it still free?
uh,
It was
I
free
think
in the height of the pandemic.
I'm not sure because I have a subscription, but I think the virus related content. I know in the Washington Post the virus related content is provided free.
It's free.
I don't know.
I bet you the same for the Times.
We'll check that out. But check out those graphics. They're simply splendid, and they really do tell the story of what's happening. And what's happening right now is that the virus is worse than it was during the initial lockdown in mid to late March. That was there's more cases, and yet I think the country is kind of weirdly opening up, or feels like maybe we're used to it. Or what are your thoughts? What do you sense out in the world, John?
We're not really. I mean, we're not really here to talk about the pandemic per se, but the effects of the pandemic.
I'm going to segue this thing. So I will segue this thing. But your sense what is your sense of business right now out in when you're out in the community?
I think it's fits and spurts. I think there are some things that are starting up, and there are some things that are never disturbed, and some things that were chugging along even faster, or were created even synergies for those companies to grow even faster. So right. I think it just depends. Obviously, online businesses, many of them probably but been fine. E-commerce, so many of them, Amazon, but other e-commerce have been getting crushing it in a good way. Mm-hmm. I've heard of even farmers who are on small farms in local farms that provided strictly online distribution channels that are also crushing it. Their orders are up like 300% or something like that, astronomical. So you have other people who are in the food industry, like friends of mine who are in the restaurant industry that are they are flatlining, or at least they're barely alive. They're in triage. So I think that it just depends, and I think that we'll see with the world. There are I don't know what segue you're going to do, but
our first episode was the future of retail, and it was really, we talked about how comfortable you feel, and so I'm really just sort of getting a little bit of a temperature check here. Not literally.
I think everybody knows the temperature. Howard. Everybody knows the temperature about with the economy, with their lives. And I do think that one thing that you shot me or messaged me last night was that the text about how most 40-somethings have about $60,000 to $80,000 in their 401k. The average.
The median is $63,000.
Oh, it was a median. Okay,
$63,000.
That's
a tragedy. That's a tragedy. Scary. That is a train coming right at you.
That's a term I want to read. I think people will need it.
What can you do with $63,000?
Well, you can't retire.
You can't retire. I mean, you can't retire, and you can't really make anything on those investments. You can't put that money. What's that going to generate?
Well, you could go super aggressive and you could do something, but most people don't know how to go super aggressive in a smart way. And then two is that I think that for whatever reason, people aren't saving. Maybe they have other monies set aside in a savings account. That's what I'm hoping, is that because 401k is not everything. For instance,
your Social Security.
Yeah, well, not just Social Security, but you could have your own brokerage account. You could have a different savings account. You could have.
Could be, but I would venture to say that most people will rely on their employee match program, their employer match program.
Yeah.
Retirements. They may have a little something here from a maybe an inheritance or, but most Americans are, when you say how much is in the median, what is the median savings rate, savings in a 401k, in a tax deferred retirement, they're talking about those 401k, 403.
You think most people have their savings or nest egg in
yes.
a 401k,
and maybe if they own their home, it's in there. That's
I don't know. I have no idea, but that number surprised me. And and so I think today, to really talk about what we want to talk about is how do you, is there a way to make more money in a side gig? Right. Or is there a way to do something online where you can supplement your income, or even do something completely different? Isn't that what we're talking about today?
Yeah.
Making money online?
Yeah, definitely. If you find yourself in the situation where you're in need of supplemental money, maybe your job has, blown up, and or you find yourself heading into fall, and maybe, a lot of businesses we're talking about another wave. So what can you do to get out ahead of this thing? And how can you make money from a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection in your own home? And we kind of played with this, early in the summer as an idea, actually, for a podcast. And I thought it was a whole podcast just on this. And I would like to talk to you about that more. But I think that I really do think it's a great idea. But so if you find yourself in that situation, and you have, a reasonable education, you're not terribly uncomfortable with technology.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing is, if you're just not technical at all.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a different.
But most people, I would say, probably most people have used most of the platforms that would be needed in order to generate some kind of income online.
And a lot of them are wizard driven, So, you just, you sign up and you put your information in, maybe your banking information and all that. And then it walks you through like a little interview when you're done. But so what are we talking about here? We're talking about making money online from your home, from the safety of your home in this situation.
In your underwear.
In your underwear. I'm naked below the waist here.
That's all you need to be. You don't need it. You don't need to wear any kind of there you go.
And that's how you make money online.
That is one way you can make money online. For sure.
I know there are a lot of people making money online by showing naked bodies. Not just naked bodies. There are naked bodies. So just an aside, what's interesting? Did you see that one viral video on TikTok? Now there are many, but the one, that guy that was drinking the not Sunkist, the ocean cranberry juice. What's the thing called? Oh, Ocean Spray.
Ocean Spray. Thank you. Yep. I was about to say Ocean Wave, but that's not right. Ocean Spray cranberry juice. And he's a guy that was just skateboarding, looked like he was in California someplace. Yeah. And he's skateboarding down this kind of like off ramp, and he's just listened to a Fleetwood Mac song. Yep. Having a great time. And the next, and it's very interesting because there's nothing really to it. It's just a guy skateboarding with an Ocean Spray cranberry juice bottle of it, drinking. And then all of a sudden, right at the height of one of the choruses, he starts lip syncing. And he's right on point with the actual song. And it's such a delightful little surprise that it works. It crushed it. It was amazing. And it literally went viral. And this guy, so after that, you start seeing other people do the same thing. The cranberry juice, the Ocean Spray CEO does the same.
And that's really a TikTok phenomenon. That's what TikTok's all about. One person does something that's sort of musical, and other people do the versions of it, and maybe they do them side by side, and they do right. And it's brilliant. I had to get rid of TikTok because it's so addictive. I had to get it off my phone because I found myself like, it's 2 hours, and I really.
But there was this other thing. So then he ended up getting a truck, whole truck from a brand new like Nissan Titan from Ocean Spray. Okay. He got some other, I can't remember, some other perks or things like that. But and I would imagine his TikTok is obviously blowing up. And this is just a normal guy. I think he was like a farmer, like a farmer's hand working in California.
So this is not, you're not suggesting that people go out and make a TikTok viral video.
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying that there are things that people can do online just to create for fun that can become something phenomenal.
Right. There's also so there's that, right. There's that sort of extreme viral,
It's not extreme, actually. I think I'm just planting a germ of an idea. So feel free to push back. I'm just planting a germ of an idea of that what this guy did is what a lot of other people do. It permeates so what he did was just create a little micro story, or create something, posted it online. It delighted people, and it somehow took a life of its own. And then now he's able to reap rewards from it, and he continues to actually push that that type of content creation.
Yes.
And I'm just saying that pattern is something that works extremely well, and you take that same pattern and you basically place it and plant it in different places, and it works almost exactly the same way, but it can be done in different ways. For instance, YouTube, or other platforms where you create content, and you can make money off of them.
Right. So the idea is that, obviously when we're talking about making money online, it's all about content. No, everything
not all,
you do.
Not all.
You're creating some value, in a sense. Even if you're setting up a home advisor type of account, or a Thumbtack account, you are marketing yourself. You're going to write a description. You have to have some sort of a hook. You have to have something that people are going to respond to. So maybe the content, while with TikTok, your TikTok example, which I think is great, is that the person created this content and it became destination content. That is going to be beyond the ability of most people, and certainly isn't bankable.
Yes.
Like
no.
I got to pay my rent. I know what I'll do. I'll come up with a viral video. That's not a good
you can't depend
plan.
on that. No, you can't. I'm just saying that, yes, it's on extreme end of a tail, but I'm just saying it's an interesting example of how, because I think this guy has been creating videos, a whole time, but one just hit and now he's become huge.
That right there.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's not so much I'm going to make a viral video. It's that I'm going to generate content, and maybe something will eventually go viral. Yes. Exactly. And viral is, could be, it doesn't have to go viral to generate revenue also.
No. Yeah. It can be
a good YouTube video can make $30,000, $40,000. If it's good content and it just keeps generating. And then, but you're exactly right. You won't make a viral video unless you make videos.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a great, well said.
Right. And that's the thing, is like, it's it's that old adage, when's the best time to plant a tree?
But Howard,
it was 20 years ago, and now the second best time is right now.
But Howard, I don't like to make videos of myself. I don't like to put myself out there or something like that. I'm sure our audience, somebody out there is saying this.
Sure.
What can I do? I think we should start kind of parsing out some of the ways you can make money on content. From not just from videos,
right?
But just kind of put a little pin on that. What would you say to people like who feel like it's just too daunting to put themselves out there like that?
Well, you're not alone. Most people are reluctant to get on the broadcast, on the side of the camera that everyone's going to see. I don't want to stand there and embarrass myself. I don't want to, and then now it's going to be out there and people are going to laugh, and it's just a terrible feeling. Or maybe no one will respond at all and just be ignored,
which is worse.
Maybe it's worse. I don't know. But I would say that's one response, is that you have to take some risks in life. You have to take some risks in life. But that doesn't mean that everyone needs to try to be a viral video star. It doesn't mean that. Yeah. But it does mean that take a personal inventory and look and see what you have to offer and how that can be monetized online. And I guarantee you that there is something that you could do to generate some revenue online within the safety of your home with a Wi-Fi connection and a laptop. Absolutely, 100%.
What are some ways? What do you think?
Well, okay. So again, creating content online with a viral video, that's a very, with a skateboard, or, that takes some skill and some lip syncing and some video editing stuff. You can learn that. But if you know how to fix a toilet.
Explain. What do you mean?
Well, I can fix the toilet. I can make a video about me fixing a toilet.
How does it make you money?
Because, well, the way that YouTube works is that YouTube will pay you through advertising a share of the ad revenue that your video generates. And so if you have a very good video, and I'm not talking about a music video about changing your fixing your toilet. I'm not talking about something, with some star quality. You don't need a dance. You don't need music. You just need to have a video that, and
you don't need
to
twerk.
We've all done this. I fixed my dryer a couple of weeks ago. I took the whole thing apart. I used a YouTube video to take I was tired of paying someone like $350 to come do it. I can figure this out. I ordered
so
the parts.
You fixed your own dryer.
I fixed my own dryer. I took the whole thing apart. I have a video of it too, of me not so much of me fixing it, but of all the parts laid out. I have the whole thing taken apart, and I'm not super mechanical. I'm just a guy. I have a few tools, and I was being cheap, and I ordered the parts for $26. It was the rollers for the dryer. It was making some crazy noise. I had it done once before. It cost me $350. Decided to do it myself. It cost me $26. And my point is I used a YouTube video. I had a little iPad sitting on the washer next to it. And I just go through it. I pause it and I do the thing. Then I move on. And this video was very good. Now there were probably 20 videos about the same subject, but this one video had a ton, like a million views. Because look at dryers suck now, and people want to fix them. People they want to figure out how to fix them. We can save a lot of money. So this guy's making money because I turned on that video, I click on that video and an ad pops up.
Yeah.
And that ad will pay a fraction of a cent, maybe a few cents, and a share of that after after you reach certain viewer levels, a share of that will go to the video producer, the guy who made the video.
Right.
That guy didn't have great camera skills. I did not watch. I was not watching that for the music. I was watching it because he was competent at replacing the rollers on a Samsung dryer, and that's what I needed at that moment. And I spent 2 hours with that video, back and forth, going back and forth, and then I had to put it all back together again, and it works like a charm.
That's great.
It works. And that guy's making money. He's making money.
He is, but that's a long time.
But something, if you know how to fix a dryer, if you're fixing your dryer, you can make that video. All you have to do is put the camera on while you're doing it and talk to the camera while you're doing it. And
that's true. You don't even have to show your face.
And then it becomes what they call evergreen content.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You don't have to even show your face. You can just show your hands doing the work.
I think that's super important too, because a lot of people are super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Putting their face on camera.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable, but we're doing it, and I'm doing it because you're doing it, and you may be doing it because I'm doing it. And,
So how'd you get over it? Putting your face on camera?
I think you gave me the confidence to do this. You are the one who said it'll be okay. I was perfectly happy just doing it audio.
Yes.
But you pushed through, and I don't know. Here I am.
Here you are. Love it.
Yeah. So that's a way to create content and to generate money. Now, are you going to get money immediately? No. But if you are really good at fixing dryers and you do it right, and maybe the first one isn't great, you do it again. Yeah. Eventually, you're going to hit it. And this is the go-to. This is the go-to for fixing the dryer rollers in the Samsung dryer. And a lot of people have these problems because there's a zillion comments. And they're all like, thanks, man. I can't believe people do this stuff. Well, he's making money on that, He
is.
And if you can't, and here's another thing, if you can't fix dryers because you're not a dryer repair guy and you don't know how to fix things, Well, maybe you bought a car recently. You do a review in your car. And if you don't have a new car, you take your old car and you say, I'm going to do a review of the, Subaru Crosstrek 2013 at 7 years old. And you're going to find that there are thousands and thousands of people out there who are thinking of buying a 2013 Subaru Crosstrek. I just sold one. And there's someone looking to buy one of those. And this would be something that they would want to watch. It doesn't take you, you're dealing with something you already have. You're dealing with something that you know, and you don't have to make an investment. It doesn't have to be a new product that you're reviewing.
That's interesting. I think creating a YouTube channel is a great thing to do, but it definitely has its challenges of like, how do you create repeatable content or a segment of kind of content that people would want to watch, or would be interesting, or would be somehow differentiated in some way. I think the weirder, the better. If you can create super helpful or weird kind of content that hits a niche, that often is a good place to be. I definitely think that starting is the hardest part.
Yes.
And then really the next part is keeping and staying and doing it and learning and getting better at it.
Right. But that's really not what we're talking about. That we can talk about that, but I really I want people to know that there are options out there.
There are
ways to do it.
I'm just saying that that type of stuff I just want people to know creating content is on a consistent basis. Like Howard and I are doing right now. It's not easy.
No.
To actually we've got to do the show notes after the whole conversation. Conversation is the fun part.
The video to audio, so it goes on the podcast, and there's and host the website. There's a lot and plan it and do some reading and do some preparation. Yeah, it is more work than you think, but it's great fun. I find it great fun, and
I love
it's a little stressful because it's like, oh my goodness, it's like,
what are we gonna say now? What are we gonna do now?
It seems like it's always Friday at 1. No, it just seems like it's always that time, and it's always Friday at 1:03. That's what it is, and I know you know what I'm talking about.
That's so true.
Yeah, it's true.
So just putting that out there, yes, there are tons of ways to make money online. And creating content is one of the greatest ways. It is also one of the most, I'm just giving people the heads up on how challenging it really is. It is also one of the most competitive ways to make money, because YouTube has if you're making your one washer dryer or dryer repair video, how-to video, there's going to be 10,000 other people making that dryer fix video that you're going to be competing against. And so I'm not saying to dissuade you. I'm just saying that, as you're thinking about what to do, you need to be thinking about what sets you apart. What is that experience or that thing that you're really good at? And you got to think about not just what you're passionate about, because people love to talk about passion.
Right.
Oh, I'm really passionate about coffee. I'm really passionate about, whatever it is, trees, maple syrup, whatever. Like, no, it doesn't quite work that way. Maybe if you're a farmer at a maple orchard or maple farm for 20 years and you've been harvesting this stuff,
you're heavily invested in it, and
this stuff, or you don't even own it. You've just done it. Then you need to talk about maple syrup or maple trees,
that's the same
or planting
thing with the guy who's fixing the dryer, the guy who's fixing the
toilet.
Yeah. If you have skills doing something, so the first step is taking a personal inventory, kind of looking in the mirror and saying, or maybe asking your friends, ask your partner, ask your spouse, what is it that I'm really good at? Man, you set up those Alexa devices in our house and they work great. Now you could do a video on that. I mean, that's hard to do. Most people don't know how to do that, and they're going to go to YouTube to find that. There's so many things that, and if you can't do something, if you don't know how to fix something or prepare something, you can always review something.
Yeah. What else? What else do you think? What are other ways to make money? There's tons of other ways to make money online.
Yeah. So again, I said, you're creating content. You always have to create some content.
You definitely. Yeah. I always. Right. Yeah. Every online person or personality or brand, it has to become a media Has to be a media
To some
company in
extent,
some
yeah.
ways.
They have to present themselves because the internet isn't going to, hire you. People on the internet are going to hire you, and so they're going to have to look at who you are and what you have to offer. So the other option is would be to sell things, to have a online store, e-commerce, or have an e-commerce takes really two forms. You're selling directly, or you're selling as an affiliate. And maybe you could talk a bit about affiliate marketing because you have some experience with that.
Yeah. So
yeah. But first you're selling stuff, and you're selling, so and you can make money selling stuff. But the challenge is it's competitive too. If you're selling,
T-shirts,
iPhone cases, T-shirts, stuff like that, clothes. You're competing with a lot of people out there, and getting, people. It's going to be hard for someone to click, clothes for sale in the search engine, and you're not going to come up.
No, not at all.
It's not going to happen. So knowing your niche, establishing a niche is super important in any kind of online commerce, whether it's affiliate or direct to consumer marketing.
I think that e-commerce right now, if anybody has told you need to spend like $10,000, $20,000 in order to set up a store, they're lying to you. You can start one up for like, under $100. If you're not that technical yourself, you can probably hire someone on Fiverr or something like that to actually help you. If you have a very technical or a very large scaled up store, now, okay, it's going to cost you a lot of money to do things well. And to do it and maintain a certain scale that you have. I'm not saying that, but if you're a startup, you're a mom and pop shop, or just, a one person show, then it doesn't take much. And then they really need to think about what are you going to sell, and how do you get people to actually buy? Shopify is a great way to do that.
And that's your experience. You have one right now.
We have one right now. That's our experience. We sell cookies, gourmet, gluten-free, and vegan cookies. It's a website called Clean Cookie Company.
Yeah, check it out in the show notes. Very good cookies. I'm a big fan.
Yes, Howard has been a wonderful customer, and I think that setting it up was super easy. Getting the customers a little bit harder, but with social media channels, you can reach a niche. Is not that difficult if you have a differentiated type of product. We went the full on vegan route, and so very kind of like the natural, healthy or organic products or ingredients. So that was our route. But
so how do you think you would be doing if you just were selling cookies? Just not.
We wouldn't do well.
Right.
It's
Why?
too crowded. So a niche is super important. Super important.
And you have really a niche and then a sub niche within that niche.
Yes. So clean ingredients.
Gluten free.
Yeah.
All your cookies are gluten free.
All of them are gluten free.
And some are.
Well, yeah. All of them gluten free.
Some are vegan.
Some are vegan. Most are vegan. Yeah.
And so that's going to appeal to a small group of people, but you're not competing with the large.
No, we're not competing with Nabisco or something like that. We're not competing with all the bakers in the world. We're just competing with a much smaller segment of the market. And I think that, and also differentiating with shipping and allowing freshly baked cookies to be shipped. So, and we're, so that all these types of things, I think you need to think about is how can you differentiate yourself to stand out? Being different and weird is it's much better than being good even.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think that, and also we're kind of a media company. Well, the good thing about Shopify, so the difference between Shopify and Amazon is that Shopify lets you reach your customers directly. You can email them, and we've seen the power of email marketing from our own experiences, because when we write an email, we often get orders.
Right.
Whereas in Amazon, you do not have that luxury. You do not have that direct link to your customers.
If you want to communicate with a customer, you communicate on the Amazon platform, And
Yes.
you can't build a email list out of that. You don't get access to analytics. Analytics are the statistics that help you identify how internet visitors are interacting with your site, with your product, and and that can help you kind of say, hey, there's a problem here. People keep, clicking off here. They're not clicking here. They're only clicking here. Yeah. How do you fix that? So that's what analytics do. And you don't have that with Amazon.
No.
But Shopify?
It's not your website. Yeah, it's not. Amazon's not your website. They're not your customers. They're Amazon's customers.
Right.
And so that's what's an interesting. And they both have pluses and minuses. But you can also sell on Amazon. Amazon has a whole big, huge fire hose of a funnel of customers who are there. Millions of people are constantly there, spending millions and billions of dollars to buy whatever it is. So there is an advantage there for sure.
But you chose Shopify.
We chose Shopify because we're a very niche product that is highly controlled, and we wanted to build a relationship directly with our customers because it seemed to make more sense with our type of product. Whereas on Amazon, we don't see too many freshly baked cookies on Amazon. Right. If we were selling something else that was not freshly baked or is more like a scaled up type of consumer good, then maybe it would be better to sell them both. But we've decided to just make it continue to keep it a small type of brand, but something that would be recognizable or something that was unique for people and say, oh, this seems like something that's special and it's a treat, and I'll buy it for someone else, whatever. So
Shopify experience is more for maybe more of a maker, kind of like a
sure.
And you have much more control, and can you scale that business up? Can you? That's another question.
You can. Yeah, you can.
With Shopify,
it's harder. Yeah, you can. Oh, Shopify. There's one. Their brands are selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of product.
That's amazing on Shopify.
Yeah, on Shopify. Oh yeah. If you look at most of the artists, like musical artists, and even like Kylie Jenner and her makeup company, she's selling hundreds of millions of dollars of makeup.
And she's on Shopify.
That's amazing. Musicians, I can't remember who else. Maybe what's his face? Kanye West. All these people, they have their e-commerce store is on Shopify. Because it's super easy and it's scalable, and you can find people to help you if you need a more deeper understanding of how to actually leverage that platform, Shopify. And they have a whole ecosystem of app developers and apps where you can do whatever it is. For us, like we use apps with delivery and managing that whole process, managing customers, getting subscriptions, all that type of stuff. All of that is already being developed on Shopify through their app platform. So they have the actual platform itself for the website and for managing content and for the transactions. And then you have all these separate companies creating these little apps.
Printing your shipping labels.
Yes.
Choosing a shipping solution.
Yes.
Bookkeeping, marketing, managing your email marketing, all of those types of things. Customer reviews.
Yep.
All those things can be managed directly in the Shopify ecosystem.
Yes.
And I would say that, with Amazon, you mentioned it earlier, is that, it's their website and you're really kind of along for the ride in a way. Yep. And if the rules change at Amazon, you
have to change.
Right. And I'd say the same thing with marketing on Facebook or anything like that. That's what they used to call digital sharecropping. That's when you are, you're really tending Amazon's fields, and you're getting a little bit of rent for you're getting some benefit from that, but you're not getting all the benefit.
You could be getting enormous benefit. You could be enormous benefit.
You could be, but really, you're at their mercy.
You're at their mercy, but there is predictability to a certain degree, and there are plenty of people who are making gross 7-figure revenue off of Amazon because of the traffic, and they've learned how to. And Amazon is all about a lot of it's about having great keywords, or a lot about content creation. Same thing with Shopify. but you have to be writing the right type of content. So I just, there are challenges on both. There are challenges on everything you're going to do.
Absolutely.
There's going to be content involved with every single one. If it were me, so I'm going to answer the question as first, but what if you had to make money right now, if you lost your job, or you realize you had $63,000 and you're not going to be able to retire on that anytime soon. Maybe after you're 120, then you'd be able to retire.
Right.
And so with that realization, what would you do right now to actually start making money online to supplement your income now, or to replace it so that you can actually make enough money to save for retirement? For me, I would just put a little parenthetical statement. I don't really have the desire to retire, but it'd be great to actually, have that freedom to, I can retire anytime I want, right? Like, I think everybody wants that type of financial freedom.
Yes.
Now, with that said, I would immediately start writing for Medium. I already do, just, for the fun of it, for kicks, and because there's a lot of people, it's just the same thing as Amazon, same dynamic. They own the platform. They own the readers.
Medium is an online platform that hosts written content.
Yes.
Written content.
And a lot of people use it to write essays and articles and thoughts and poetry, all types of any kind of written kind of content. Jeff Bezos uses
it's like YouTube for writers.
Exactly. Perfectly said. So I would use that, and I would just start writing the crap out of words on Medium, telling stories on there, and start getting it going, because there's it's a quick way to build an audience, which is hugely important. If you don't have an audience, you cannot make money. There's a Kevin, I can't remember his name right now, which is a terrible travesty. He started Wired magazine, I think. And he said his theory was, if you have 1,000 followers, like fans, 1,000 super hardcore fans, you can make a living. On anything. So as long as you have 1,000 people who follow, yes, that's his theory. You have 1,000 people who are hardcore fans that love your newsletter, you can monetize them very easily. Which I will get into in a second with another, just a secondary idea that goes along with written word. But for me, it would be the written word. And I think that I would start writing for Medium because they have audience already. I've had experiences. I've seen that it can actually make money. I've generated some income for the fun of it. And it's been interesting because I'm gaining an audience already. And so with that audience, I can continue to grow it.
How big is your audience?
No, it's not huge. It's
How
like
big is it?
It's like 870 some.
You're close to making a living.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're super fans, but they are fans, right? It's just super hardcore fans would buy anything from me. But it could be, right? It could be. I think that there are people who would. It seems like people have enjoyed some of my writing, so it's just an interesting thing.
Yes.
Also, I would be using potentially. I would consider Substack. Substack is a way it's a platform that helps you easily monetize your newsletters. So if you are let's say you're writing about stock picks, and you're basically having people really like your stuff. You maybe have one that's free a week, and then you write another one that's not free, and you're charging people, I don't know, $2 every month or $5 a month to actually do
for a subscription.
For the extra content.
Right.
And then next, you get 1,000 of those. It starts getting interesting.
So why is it important to have free? Why not just sell all of it?
I mean, yeah, people do. But in order for people to see your content, some people use Twitter as a means to actually get your ideas and get a taste, kind of a nibble of your
sample, like you sample it out through social media, or maybe through you have two versions and so that would be what they call a freemium model.
Yes, exactly.
That's where you get some free content, and then you can always step up.
So you get to know. Yeah, you get to know what that content, what you're getting into, so you don't just buy something, because people don't just buy something without seeing it. So anyway, so those are two for me. If I had to make money right now, to support my family and me, and to replace my living or whatever it is, yes, that's what I'd be doing. What would you do?
Well, I have WordPress web development skills, so I can, I can build and troubleshoot websites. So
Yeah.
what I would do is maybe get an Upwork account. Upwork is a platform that is for freelancers. You could be an illustrator, a writer, a graphic design. You could be a programmer or a web developer. And I would create my Upwork account. I'd write a profile up, and I would just watch for projects that clients upload requests, and I'd jump on those, and I'd start to do those jobs. I'd keep my price very low until I get a bunch of good reviews. Then I'd like creep that price up once I get some good reviews. And so really the key is to come in there, respond quickly, and what happens is, for instance, a person has a website built, and they want some changes to it, and their developer is, they're on to other projects, so they don't know how to make, to create the page that they want to. For instance, they go on Upwork and they find a freelancer to build that page for them. And I would be that page. I would be that page builder.
So you use it basically as kind of a marketing tool.
As a way to find, it's more of a trading platform.
Networking.
It's a platform, trading platform in a sense. It's like, it's a marketplace.
Marketplace, yeah.
I'm able to sell my services.
Yeah.
I can find, it's where, people who need technical services.
Yeah.
Find people who provide technical services.
Yeah.
And and what's nice is that there's an escrow process, so you don't have to worry about, I got stiffed. The projects are pre-funded by the clients. They go in, you set up an account, you put your credit card in, you fund the account at $250, for instance. And then the developer, I would build the page, do the work, back and forth a little bit. We're done. Okay, then you release the funds once the project is done.
Yeah.
And then there's a review process that keeps everyone honest.
Why not Fiverr? Fiverr is a similar type of platform.
Fiverr's, I've always felt that, I rarely use Fiverr. I also hire people, developers on Upwork, and Fiverr tends to be a little cheaper, a little, probably not getting there's probably the same people on the same platform, but from my experience, it's depending on the project, if it's just like a quick logo to be done, maybe Fiverr's fine. They're about the same. It's all the same. I think Upwork probably has a little bit better of a quality reputation.
Interesting.
And then I think there's another platform called 99 Designs. That's really focused. You've used that platform before?
No, I know of it. I've never used it. No.
Yeah. If I have a client who needs a graphic design work, sometimes I'll go out and, I'll put it out there. You can actually have an auction, where or a contest, I should say, a contest where, you put out your request and people submit. It's terrible for designers, by the way, because you think about a graphic designer making a logo and then they're competing with everyone else doing that. And it's really just exploitative system.
Yeah. That sounds awful.
But that's where we are. And
is there anything else you would use, or what else would you do?
Well, that would be my go-to if I needed cash.
Okay.
Now. If I needed money now, I would do that.
Okay.
There are also helping people with their sort of, I think a lot about web development, because a lot of people have ideas and they want to have a website. But even the simplest web builders like Wix, Squarespace, Shopify, these platforms, as you say, that they're very easy, they're very simple, but you have to have some skills that extend beyond just being able to like fill in a blank. You have to have some photo editing skills. You have to be able to resize a photo, for instance.
Right.
Not everything is automated. So another thing that I would do maybe is put myself out there as someone who can fix your website or build yourself your do-it-yourself website. I think that would be a good way to make some quick money. There are a lot of people who are just frustrated with the GoDaddy website builder or Wix or whatever. They don't want to deal with it. They bought it for the price, but they really they don't want to mess with it. So you could put yourself out there, but that might involve, you can become a Wix partner or a Shopify partner. And then they'll help you market your services to their clients, because some people, they just don't have time. They don't want to deal with it, and just because it's do it yourself doesn't mean you want to do it yourself.
Yeah. So, I should probably close up here, but one thought was that we were going to talk about affiliate marketing. Yeah. And I think that, for affiliate marketing is a very simple concept. It basically means you take a link to a product, especially like you could use like Amazon as an example, whatever product that you're excited about that you really like, and you could take a link from that. You have to first apply to be an affiliate at Amazon. But once you apply and they accept you and all that stuff, it's pretty easy. And you can use that affiliate platform that they have, find the link, and then link it to your content. And if you talk about this product, maybe it's like some kind of silicone spoon for your baby. And next, you talk about it, you link to it. And then if people click on it and then they don't even buy the spoon. If they buy something within 24 hours with that link, you will earn a fraction of that value.
If they use that link to get to Amazon, then anything that they buy, I guess with some exceptions, but anything that they buy will be credited to your account.
Yes,
and you'll get it.
I led them to Amazon.
Right, you got them there.
And you can do it with any brand. Shopify has an affiliate program. Lululemon. I mean, you name most brands will have something, because they know the value of somebody who is influencing in their readership or their community or their audience, their 1,000 fans.
So that's a key piece of being an influencer. It's key. One thing to create the content. The back end of it is, okay, so now you've got this audience. What do you do with it? Well, that's where the affiliate links kick in, because you put those in there. I wanted to mention one more thing before we go, and that is if you just don't have technical skills at all, you're not a writer, you can't fix dryers or toilets. There's another way, and you never have to be on camera, and you never have to fix the toilet. We can all do this right now. Go in your closet, get a pair of shoes that you haven't worn in 6 months, take a quick picture of them from 3 angles, and open up a Poshmark account.
Hawk your stuff. You know what Poshmark is?
No. So Poshmark is a website that people use to sell their clothes.
Great idea, though.
Yeah, sell your clothes. People make lots of money on Poshmark.
I believe it. You can arbitrage it. You find something cheap somewhere else. Go to a estate sale.
Right.
And you pick up something for 25 cents, sell it for like $10. There's a lot of money. I mean, you can make a lot of money doing that kind of stuff. I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
But I could be, because I love finding deals.
But there are people who just have stuff, and when you have stuff, and so the first thing I said during this, it's like anyone can make money online. Anyone. And I guarantee you that you can sell something. Online without any skill, just by opening a Poshmark account. But here's the thing. This is what I want to leave people with. Don't wait until you're in crisis to do this. Don't do that, because it's going to take you time to ramp up. Even if it's just selling shoes on Poshmark, and that money is just cash coming in. You've already bought the shoes. You don't really have like a supplier to pay. It's still going to take time to do that. You're not going to be able to convert those shoes into groceries today,
or put it to your savings account or an investment account, and next thing you know, grow your nest egg.
Grow that nest egg. Start today, so that when you need it, it's there. And I guarantee one other thing is, every one of these ideas that we're talking about, from creating content to writing on Medium, e-commerce to building websites and writing online and doing an Upwork thing and being a contractor or selling yourself, but these are immensely enjoyable. It's immensely enjoyable. You have a great sense of satisfaction when you
true.
are successful at these things. And the success comes, it takes a few weeks or months to do that. So don't wait until.
It could take years.
It can't, to go viral, you know, I'm sure it can take years for some, because it just takes to get that. But once you do it once, you can do it again.
Or what's beautiful about it, or it could just be once.
It could just be once. But don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged if your first video doesn't go viral, because it probably won't.
Or it gets no views.
Or the pair of shoes that you are selling don't really sell. No one really wants to buy them, you know, or buy them for the price that you want to sell them. You're learning. You're learning.
Exactly.
Do it now. So here's the challenge. Take that personal inventory. Look at what you have to offer, whether it's skills or a great talent or stuff that you own that you're not using. That's the inventory. And take those steps to get on the right platform, identify the platforms that are out there, find the right one to help you market yourself or your products, and set up that account and put something out there.
Yeah. And share it with us. Share it with us. We'd love to see it.
Share it. Yeah. Send a message to us. Visit us at howardandjohn.com.
All right. Howard, great to see you.
John, take care.
For the challenge. Talk to you soon.